Right, and we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sport for what is going to be a very quick player rating show. We've got Australia versus Wallabies kicking off in 12 minutes' time. So we got to get through this in 10 minutes, people. We've got to be precise. We don't have time for rants. We'll have to keep that for tomorrow night, which is probably a good thing because yeah, I think at the moment we're going to get very upset with life, and we lost at the end of the day, and it happens. You know, you lose matches, and it's frustrating because I thought we didn't play particularly well, and yet probably could have won that match. Probably should have won that match. But we can't keep saying that, can we? You know, and I think we've learned a lot of lessons from today. A lot of harsh lessons that we probably needed to learn. So yeah, but let's see. So basically how this is going to work, we all go through this and we get a player rating between 1 and 10. I'll go through their numbers and stuff like that. And then we'll sort of decide on what we're going to do. And yeah, and then we're also we're gonna nominate for man of the match. Can you guys give me a couple suggestions for man of the match? Who was your man of the match? Yeah, so whilst I start doing team kits, I need a couple of nominations for man of the match, people. We need to add a couple of names there. I'm seeing a Damien Delindy. I'm seeing two JC Creels, a Pimpy. I'm seeing Willie LaRue. I need a couple of seconders. So I saw two JC Creels. So I'm happy to put JC Creel in there. I'm seeing another JC Creel. Anybody else backing them a Pimpy shot? Anybody else backing the Eben shot? I'm seeing two Willie LaRues. I actually quite like that. I thought Willie LaRue changed the game when he came on. I'm seeing two Eben Etzebeths. And is there anybody else going once, going twice, or should we just do these three? I think those three are probably not a bad shot. Yeah, we actually don't have time. Okay, so I'm going to put it in there. So we can go and vote on your man of the match, stuff like that. Fortunately, we do need to rush through this because we do have other rugby happening right now, which is why these games can't take hours and hours and hours and hours. So, yeah. So yeah, so basically we're gonna go through all the teams and we're gonna go 1 to 10, and then we'll move on. And if we need to have more of a chat, let's have a chat on the Wallaby stream, shall we? While we watch France play, and we can get a bit of an insight as to what we can expect next week. Stephen Kitsov, I don't think it was his best game. I don't think it was terrible, but I don't think it was his best game, to be perfectly honest. You know, 3 carries, 4 tackles, and 1 turnover, 1. I didn't think he scrummed particularly well, so I think it was the definition of average. I don't know where you guys are with Stephen Kitsov. So, yeah, probably one of his poorer games, to be perfectly honest. Just didn't really have much of an impact. I was frustrated because I thought we were going to be able to have him at scrum. Look, at 50 he was scrumming against Ty Furlong, so it's not an easy feat. So I'm going to give Stephen Kitsov a 6. Guys are going with 6 as well, so that's fine. I'm actually just going to refresh this page, just so that we are all on the same page. So yeah, so I gave him a 6, and you guys are agreeing with that. I'm hoping people have gone and voted. I mean, I'm just going to sit here with the same votes. Same with Malcolm, to be honest. I thought that Malcolm Marks worked hard in defense. He had a couple of nice tackles. He made 8 tackles, 3 carries, missed just 1 tackle, did lose 1 line out. Again, I don't think it was his best game. I don't think it was bad. I think it was pretty solid, to be fair. But it wasn't the Malcolm Marks we've seen during the Rugby Championship, for example. So maybe it's been harsh because of his science standards, because he did make a lot of good tackles. But yeah, I'll probably give Malcolm a 6. See, I'm worried that people aren't actually voting, and this is all just going to be reflective of what I'm saying. Francois Herber, yeah, not a good game from him. He gave away a silly penalty. He missed quite a few tackles, actually. I didn't think that he had his best game. I'm just going to refresh this page one more time just so that we can see. I'm worried that everybody, we're either very much on the link or the link's still working to vote. So France, I'll probably give a 5. You see, this is what makes me worry. Okay, so at this stage, this is my player rating show. What we'll do is we'll go back. We'll give us an hour. We'll let it all sort of settle in, and then we'll create another video where we give all the ratings. Etzebeth, I thought Etzebeth was very good. I thought that he tried really hard. He made stupid amounts of tackles. He made 16 tackles, missing not a single one turnover, a try assist, 20 meters gain, defenders beaten. Yeah, I'll probably give Ed Smith an 8. I actually thought he was very good. Yeah, so yeah, we'll review this though. So, yeah, we finally sorted with the player rating, but now obviously we're on a new website as well, which might be the reason why I was struggling a little bit. Lewitt didn't play much, to be fair, so we can't really rate him. So I'll just give him a 6. And he only played 30. He played 35 minutes. He was fairly solid when he did play. He made his tackles, made his couple of carries. Sia Khaleesi was a bit quiet by Sia Khaleesi standards. You know, I don't think he was bad. He made 8 tackles. He did sit down Josh van der Fleer. I enjoyed that. Look, he does do a lot of the grunt work, and again, he worked very hard. But yeah, it wasn't a Captain Fantastic performance. It wasn't the Sia Khaleesi performance for the ages. Very quiet in the second half, I felt. So I'm going to give Khaleesi a 6. I don't think, as I say, it wasn't bad or anything. Pieter-Steph Toy, I was actually very impressed with. I thought that we finally saw the Pieter-Steph Toy we've been waiting to see. And if you go look at his game, it reads as follows: 9 tackles made, 7 carries, 10 meters gained, 1 missed tackle. But look, I think he gave away that penalty. He could have had a yellow card. But he looked a lot more industrious. He just looked a lot more there. I don't know about you guys. For me, he looked a bit quicker around the park. He looked a little bit fitter. He looked a bit more there. You know, so I think let's give him a 7 to match his number there. I actually thought Jasper was quite good. He didn't get enough ball carrying, but he only carried the ball 4 times. But I thought defensively Jasper was quite good. Actually, I thought that it's not a side of him we see particularly often. But I thought he was pretty. I thought it was fairly alright there. So I'm gonna give Jasper a 7. Hendricks, I thought it was probably one of his worst games. I thought we actually lacked a little bit of direction. I thought he was a bit slow at times. So I'm actually gonna give him a 4. I didn't think he played well at all. Made his tackles, stuff like that, but I thought that Faf de Klerk will start next week and should start. Damien, one of my favorite players. And look, I think the two things can be right at the same time. And the reason I say that is because a lot of people are saying you can't blame Damien Willems because he's not a 10. Damien Willems has played 10 his entire life, actually. Damien Willems is actually more 10 than 12 or 15 from when he's coming through the system type thing. I don't think he's an international 10. I don't think he's a URC 10. I think that we see his best rugby at 12, and I think he does a very good job at 15. So, you know, I do think that the Springbok coaches have to put their hands up and say, we got it wrong. He did play well against Argentina, so there was merit in the selection. So I think it's difficult to say that was a stupid selection. But what the problem is that you selected him at 10 without picking another goal kicker. I don't know how you're going to do it, but that's a problem. We don't have a recognized goal kicker in the team. Look, defensively, he made 7 tackles. He didn't miss one. He took 2 out of the air very well. But as a flower half, he just didn't perform his core functions. We never saw the backline, unfortunately. Some really poor kicks. Got charged down, almost conceded a try. Didn't find touch for a penalty. You know, kicked out a touch in the full, for example. The problem is that Willems does a lot. So when things are going well and that kick's finding touch, that grubber's finally getting in behind, it all looks good. When it goes badly quite a lot because he does do so much on a rugby field. So, yeah, I mean, somebody's saying it's a shock all around defensively for a man who made 7 tackles and didn't miss one and was pretty dominant in tackles. I think is harsh, but it wasn't a good. So I'm going to give Damien probably a 3, which might be generous, but yeah, Mapimpi, I thought, I mean, that defensive read he made was fantastic. He did miss a couple of tackles, though. If we're going to be very honest, he just doesn't. I want to see more from him with ball in hand. I mean, I know we don't create enough space for him, you know, but we kind of know when he gets the ball, we kind of just see the standard shuffle inside, shuffle to the left, shuffle to the right, get tackled. You know, I don't think he really managed to, and also aerially, you know, we need Mapimpi to do a bit more under the high ball, given the fact that he was one of the bigger players. So that's been very harsh, though. I thought that in the first half, defensively, he made some very good reads, some very important reads. I think we probably would have conceded a try had he not made 1 or 2 defensive reads. So I'll give him a 6. I think it was a good first half, at average second half. I'm seeing David Linda get a lot of criticism on Twitter, which again I think is a bit harsh. I understand where the criticism comes from an offloading point of view. I would like to see him make a few more tackles. But again, defensively, I thought made a couple of very good defensive reads. Just needs to offload a little bit more. So, yeah. So saying Mapimpi is a finisher. Boo, not a live wire. Yeah, but I mean, dude, let's be honest. Yes, I understand that he's out and out pace and stuff like that. But when Mapimpi's playing at his best, he finds angles. He finds a way to get over the advantage lines. We've seen Mapimpi not get the ball a lot and still be very productive. He just wasn't there today. Delendi, I'll probably give he gets over the advantage line. It is. I mean, he made 34 meters, beating 5 defenders. So I thought he actually played pretty well. Yeah, we need to see an offload game, and again, we probably want to see Damian Williams at 12 at some stage. He is a very solid ball carrier, though. You can't deny that. So I'll probably give him a 7. Jesse Creel, I thought was pretty faultless, to be honest. I think he made like one mistake. But I thought defensively, he was so clever. Not even just the tackles he made. He was so clever with the way he read the game. So I'm going to give him an 8. Guys, sorry, I have to run through. We've got 2 minutes, and then we need to go. Kurt Lawrence, again, he made his tackles, missed a couple. Actually, he didn't make his tackles. I'm seeing 5 missed tackles here. Yeah, as I say that, to be fair. I didn't think Kurt Lawrence played brilliantly, to be honest. I'll probably give him a 5. I also thought Colby was bang average, unfortunately. I think that's probably one of the worst games we've seen from Colby, which is harsh, but yeah, he just, and again, it's difficult. He was playing out of position, playing at fullback first time, etc. But I thought he was very average, so I'll probably give him a 5 as well. Bunge Mbunambe wasn't on very long. I'll give him a 6. I thought Oxenchair was actually pretty productive when he came on, so I'll give him a 7. Vincent Koch actually carried the ball quite well. I'll give him a 7. I thought the replacement front row was better. Franco Masters, apart from a stupid penalty towards the end, I thought played very well. Scored a try, and he had a lot to do. He made 11 tackles. So I'll give Franco a 7. We'll be starting at 5 next weekend. Dion Free, 6, he was fine. His average wasn't anything too much. Kwaka, I thought was quite industrious when he came on. Almost set up a try. I thought Faf de Klerk, by the way, showed he should be starting. So I'm going to give him a 7. Again, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to this evening, and we'll put out a video tomorrow with all the player ratings that you guys voted. So that this has now become kind of my ratings. You will see what yours tomorrow are in another video. And Villaroo again came on and he changed the game. So the final thing is we've voted. 127 people have voted. The Forever Sports man of the match is Jess Creel. Fun fact. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Things you'll have to see. People, we've got to go because Australia and France have actually kicked off. So we've got to go do that watch along. We've got to go watch a bit of rugby. I got to get over this shit show that we actually haven't kicked off yet. So we're going to try and get there quickly. We'll see you there. Don't go away. Come join me. It's 10 o'clock. I'm lonely. Jakob Paper's blowing his whistle.